We've just reached Bulladila, where we will be leaving our car for the next 5 days while we paddle down the Myall River from here into the Myall Lakes, where we will be camping and paddling and trekking. Here's David loading up the kayak with our gear to last us for the 5 days, which includes all of our camping gear, water and food. As you can see on the river, it's a bit windy today. It's about 35 kilometres an hour and it's a headwind. We'll be travelling into the headwind for the next 2 days. Lots of gear, so by the time we pack up the kayak, our kayak will be chock-a-block full, and on the top we'll be loading a few extra bags in our dry bags as well. So now the kayak's all loaded up, and we might have a little bit of lunch and head out on the river into that great wind and hopefully reach our first destination.
I was just recording for 5 minutes but forgot to press record. That's probably not. I don't think so, love. Sorry. So let's go back and see if we can find them.
Get them on the way back.
Yeah.
So we reached our first destination, and it's called the Rivermouth Campground, and believe it or not, we've parked right at the edge of the river, but if you take one step, you go for a little bit. Yay! It's like having your own private spa. It's lovely and cool. Now I'm going to get out.
She is a nutter. I better give her a yuck.
So
right.
We did find somewhere to park the kayak. Ta-da! We have some other visitors here that reached by boat. We're going up to have a look at the surrounding little area and find a good picnic spot, and then we'll unload the kayak and set up for our first night. We woke up and it was raining, but by the time we got out of the tent it stopped raining and looks like a wonderful day. A bit windy, and hopefully by the time we get back on the lake it will be settled a little bit, but according to the forecast that's not going to happen. So we'll be in for another windy day of paddling. First of all, we thought we'd go for a bit of a walk along the trail to check out the beautiful scenery around here. It's so lush and green and beautiful, and what a great morning.
Morning. So morning one of our trip, morning two. We've just gone for a nice walk, and we're actually just listening to all the amazing birds around the area. All the different sounds. Can't really spot them, but we can hear them. So we just walked right around the other side. It's about 3.5 k's, and we've just come up to a lake. We're very surprised how choppy it's going to be today.
Oh wow, this is going to be really hard work. We might find we will be stopping here for our morning tea by the time we paddle around out of the river mouth and around into the lake. This is about halfway between the river and the ferry that we'll be going through to head into the next 2 lakes and around to our lake or campsite for tonight, which was Shelley Beach campsite. But I think we're in for a big hard day today of paddling.
We are hugging this shore right around.
Luckily we heard it's very shallow, so if we do tend to go over, it shouldn't be too big a problem.
Very sandy.
Yeah, and it drops off very fast too.
Yeah.
Oh, scary stuff.
Up around that corner. This is our track we just walked in by. Like I said, it was 3.73k walk from our campsite around to here, and we're going to walk back to
contemplate our big paddle.
Get psyched up for it. Got to have a big breakfast ready.
Breakfast of muesli. At least the walk was really pretty.
And the breeze is nice. It's not keeps the flies and mosquitoes and everything away. I did have something buzzing around me before, but the wind has blown it away. Woo!
It's a lovely little walk. It's called what's the river walk? River trail walk?
Yeah, river mouth. I think it was river mouth. River trail. I don't know. We'll have a look when we get back up there. On the side. So we just got back to the T intersection, and this was the sign we were talking about before. Like normal, I'm right, or maybe it's the first time. River Mouth Trail. There's Christine, she was wrong again. And that's our trail. Heading back to where our kayaking campsite is, which is what I said before, about 3 k's back onto the sandy dirt. That's us just coming back to our camp. That's 7.5k walk. Quite enjoyable. A bit overcast, so it's kept it nice and cool. And a little bit of a breeze. So it was a lovely walk. First thing in the morning. The toilet block. And neighbours are over there. Good morning. Kayaks down there.
Here we are, loaded up again, ready for our second day after a nice walk, breakfast, and a mammoth repacking and decamping. we are ready to set off on the next day, which will take us around into Shelley Beach campground. We need to go around a couple of really windy areas apparently.
just stopped at 2 Mile Sands campground. Quite hard this morning paddling, you can see, and we just spotted this big goanna. Well spotted. Oh, there's another one just over there. Huge big sucker. As you can see, it's quite choppy. It's been quite an interesting paddle just to get to here.
Last night we reached Shelley Beach campground, or yesterday afternoon about 3 o'clock, and the conditions were amazing over here compared to the other side of the lake. It was flat, smooth, sunny, and we were excited about today's paddle. Unfortunately, when we went to bed last night, it rained most of the night, and as you can see from the water, it's definitely going to be interesting again today. We're going to head around to the top of the lake hopefully. We were planning on a 30k paddle, and we'll just have to see what happens with that when we get going. You can see from the speedboat here, it's tied front and back and is giving it quite a bit of a rock around, so you can imagine in our overloaded kayak it's going to be pretty interesting. When we reached the Shelley Beach campground yesterday, the guys next door had their beer tent planted on our campsite, which is fine. We don't need much room at all, but of course they were up partying till about at least 2 a.m. Good on them, they're young, they're having fun. But one of them that did go to bed early continued to snore all night very, very loudly, so we're in for an interesting restless night again. Next to us in the tent is a couple that also kayak, but they did it in a blow-up kayak, and they kayaked about 12 k's. I don't think their marriage will ever be the same after that, from what they said. So it was pretty impressive, because no rudder, a big heavy, a lightweight blow-up kayak, but not very efficient in conditions like we had yesterday. So today when we get up, we'll do a bit of a walk, hopefully pack up a little bit earlier and see how we go out on the water today. So it's not as nice as I thought. I thought we were in for a beautiful calm paddle.
Well, morning 2 I think, started day 3. We're just going to get up and go for a bit of a walk. It's been a very wet night. Just looking back at our campsite and back around to the trail we're going to go on. We're not sure how long this one is. So
it goes for many, many, many miles.
It sounds like we're going many, many miles.
But no, we're not. We'll just do a nice little walk today. Load up and get on the water. We were planning on 30 kilometres today, but as I showed you earlier, the water's pretty rough out there, so it may be shortened a bit. We'll see how we go. We might be pros at paddling in the rough stuff now.
Selfies. We just stopped to look at the amazing trees and brush. And we've been trying to spot koalas, still haven't seen any. And it's very wet this morning.
these when we were trying to get into.
Yeah, bike riding. Yeah. Just come across all these beautiful yellow and orange flowers on the side of the path. You can see there's a lot of water. Oh, I think I've gone the wrong side. There's just a whole area full of beautiful flowers. Just so much water here. Absolutely beautiful morning. Lovely morning for a walk. Better than kayaking in that chop at the moment. I hope it's going to settle down a little bit and get out on it again. Let's see if I get close up to one of these flowers. Yeah. Whole area here.
So we met Aaron and Hannah at Shelley Beach Campground. These guys paddled from Neriny and left their car there, and they have a blow up kayak all loaded with lots of good equipment, and they're now heading to Johnson's Beach for tonight. And then
we're circling back the next day.
So a 3-day paddle. And how many Ks do you hope to get in all together?
I don't even know how many Ks it is.
I reckon it's about 30.
Yeah, 30 or 40.
Between 30 and 40 Ks in this blow up kayak. So awesome to Aaron and Hannah, and I hope you have a wonderful trip. Might see you out there. Dave's packing the rest of the gear that we're now putting into the last of our dry bags before we load up the kayak for our 3rd day, which is to go right to the top of the lake and hopefully back to Violet Hill Campground sometime later this afternoon. Some of our gear to go into the kayak before it's packed away. And there's Aaron and Hannah on their way. So we just stopped off at a campsite at the top of the Myall Lakes, which was our final destination one way, and we're going to have a picnic lunch, and you can see the water's a lot nicer and calmer than it was yesterday, and quite clear too, in a yellowish kind of way. The boats are out, they're having fun, everyone's enjoying the Myall Lakes. It's a fantastic area, amazing place to come and stay and kayak and camp. We're hoping to have some bit of lunch, coffee, and then head back to Violet Hill by the same way we came. I think that will be enough for us for today. So far we have done over 50 kilometres, so it will be 50 kilometres back, which is pretty good in a pretty heavy laden kayak. Today's conditions make it a lot easier though, of course. So yeah, it's great to be alive and great to be out on the water. Like a like this big.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
there. Go there.
It was absolutely humongous. Just arrived at our third destination, which is called Violet Hill.
But once we got here and saw it was 16.5, we thought that's plenty for us today. The conditions are a lot different, as you can see, from when we left, and now it's time to unload.
Hey, love.
Never stayed a bullet Bulladila. Always look at those.
Just been an amazing walk so far. It's just sensational. The path's got a lot smaller. I'm just looking back at Bulladila.